Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. It's been a little while since I have done the Ramones, and I'm slowly working on completing out my Ramones collection. Some Ramones albums I've had for a long time, some Ramones albums I have had for a very small amount of time, and Rocket to Russia, believe it or not, is one I've had for a minimal amount of time. Rocket to Russia is the Ramones' third album. I have heard some people praise it as the Ramones' best album. I'm not one of those people. And I'm not entirely sure why some people are. This is the special re-release, which means it also has bonus tracks. I am going to cover the bonus tracks. It also means that this has some quality sounding music to it that has been remastered, which is great, especially with early Ramones albums when you listen to them on compact disc. The later Ramones albums aren't so bad. Need of remastering is not quite as necessary, but even still wouldn't be frowned upon. So let's just get into the music. Released according to the internet here, released November 4th, 1977, recorded between August and September of 1977 in New York City, because the Ramones are, at the end of the day, basically a New York punk band. That's right, folks. True punk. This is definitely loaded with classic punk, and some really good, solid classic punk, and some really good, solid classic Ramones songs. But out of all of the Ramones songs that I consider classics, all the Ramones songs that I love, interestingly enough, you're not going to hear me come up with that too often on this album as I talk about it. So let's go. The album opens up with Cretin Hop. Okay, Cretin Hop is a classic. Many people will probably say that Cretin Hop is within their top 10 of Ramones songs. I am definitely not one of those people. But Cretin Hop is, I can understand why, man. It's got this great upbeat energy, blah, 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 blah. Wonderful. Just keeps you going. But when you compare it to Blitzkrieg Bob, you compare it to Pinhead, you compare it to any other kind of the classic Ramones up-tempoed songs, it's basic. Then we get into Rockaway Beach. Now, Rockaway Beach is, once again, where you can tell the Ramones' influence is straight ahead 50s style rock. Stripped back, just four guys up on the stage performing these songs kind of thing, okay? And Rockaway Beach has that, or even 60s in the case of Rockaway Beach, has that throwback to very much having that, those surf movies, you know, like those Frankie Avalon kind of style, Annette Funicello style, beach blanket bingo kind of late 50s, early 60s kind of rock and roll sort of kind of vibe, you know. But in this case, definitely rock and roll. And, you know, got a little bit of an edge to it. Not a lot of edge. That's kind of the beauty to Rockaway Beach. It's really kind of got that old school true blue rock and roll kind of sound. It lets you know that even though they're a punk band, that's where their influence is from. Here Today, Gone Tomorrow is one of those songs that it's okay, but I've never quite understood why people are into it as much as they are. Locket Love. I don't even think it ever made greatest hits or live performance. And there's a reason. I don't care. Okay, so I don't care is really interesting because it's not often you get Joey and Dee Dee singing together on a track. And actually, like, I mean, Dee Dee is still kind of relegated to background vocalist or secondary vocalist on this song. And yeah, Dee Dee does get tracks where he gets to sing, obviously. You know, we've heard them. And it's rare that Dee Dee has tracks that you go, "Oh, I love listening to Dee Dee sing that song." Sometimes it happens, and I've even mentioned it in previous reviews, but it doesn't happen too often. Okay, so as I'm going, I Don't Care has both of them on here. And the way that it plays off is really kind of cool, and I really do like it, and I really enjoy it. But not only is it their vocals playing off each other that I like, but the whole song I kind of like because it really has this great kind of downtrodden vibe to this song. And usually with the Ramones, they're very upbeat. They're very kind of even when they do downtrodden kind of songs, they're still like that kind of Ramones punk like aggression to it. I Don't Care really feels like, you know, they've doused them up a little bit on Thorazine before. Thorazine and cocaine, you know. Cocaine to level them out so they still, you know, like they don't go in a complete drooling state, but, you know, Thorazine to knock them down so, you know, they're not totally bouncing off the walls. But not like a not heroin junkie, you know. It's, I don't care. He don't care. I don't care. He don't care. You know, just. Anyways, I really dig the song. And it's not a standard, not even close to a standard kind of Ramones song. Then you got Sheena is a punk rocker. Now, Sheena is a punk rocker. I get why people are into it, but Sheena is a punk rocker is one of those songs that always had me kind of turn away from the Ramones. And I think it's because the sleigh bells, honestly. Like, I don't like the sleigh bells in there, you know. I don't. That's what it is. It's the sleigh bells kill me on the song. They absolutely kill me. And you know, I've heard live renditions of it, and I swear to God, they still bring out sleigh bells because I swear I could still hear them in there, and I really can't stand it. I really just cannot stand that sound in there. Other than that, though, Sheena's a Punk Rocker is one of those 50s rock Ramones songs, so I can appreciate it to a certain degree, but it's not really so much my kind of song. Uh, we're a happy, we're a happy family. I I like this song. I do. Uh, it's definitely not one of those songs that it's ever going to be anything other than, you know, like people like me that are going to be like, yeah, I really dig that song. That's a great song on that album. Because it's not a popular song. It's never going to be a popular song. It's going to be those, you know, fans dig it kind of song. And, you know, you play it for the real fans when the Ramones play it kind of thing. But it's not a song for everybody. Just, it isn't. And then you get Teenage Lobotomy. Yet another song that it's a Ramones standard, but there are definitely other songs I'd rather hear than Teenage Lobotomy from the Ramones. Like just on this album, most of the standards like Cretin Hop, Rockaway Beach, Here Today, Gone Tomorrow, She Is a Punk Rocker, Teenage Lobotomy. Okay, so out of the first 8 songs, 5 are standards. And We're a Happy Family is pretty close to a standard as well. But Teenage Lobotomy, you know, like I'd rather hear We're a Happy Family over Teenage Lobotomy. Teenage Lobotomy is one of those ones. It's kind of fun the way they play it and the way they kind of throw some mixes into it to give it some depth and some dynamics. But I just, nah. Do you want to dance? Oh, okay. So this is a Bobby Freeman cover, and I remember the original Bobby Freeman version, and for some reason, I want to say I think I know somebody else's version, and Bobby Freeman is one of those musicians from that time period that I'm talking about. That that late '50s, early '60s kind of thing, where it's a very specific rock, but not rock that we think of rock. I would call it oldies rock. It's kind of there with Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis, and then like I said, you get that beach blanket bingo kind of vibe going on with that type of stuff. And you get that surf rock kind of going in there, which is funny because we're coming back around to that shortly. But Do You Want to Dance is one of those songs that became a Ramones classic. I understand why they did it, and I think it's kind of a fun song. And I think for playing it live, it would be fun too. I'd be willing to play it live. It's a fun song there. But it's not a song that I actually enjoy per se, and I wouldn't want to play it live all the time. I wouldn't mind, once in a blue moon, you kind of bust it out as a fun song to do, but not a song that I want to do every night because, oh my god, that would drive me nuts. I Want to Be Well is after that. It's an alright song. Not. It's good when the album's playing, not anything major outside of that. I Can't Give You Anything. I do enjoy this one. I will be honest, when it comes to the Ramones, more often than not always, but more often than not, I tend to really kind of gravitate towards Dee Dee songs. And I don't, Dee Dee, I think I think one of the reasons why is Dee Dee just kind of got a bit of a rougher edge to him and a darker edge to him. And musically, I like stuff with a little bit of a rougher edge, a little bit of a darker edge to it. And Dee Dee definitely is a street poet to a degree. Not that he does great poetry. I'm not talking like the poetry that you might think of Jim Morrison, but this isn't entirely different either in certain ways. Just more brash and in your face, less subjective and artsy. Then we get to Ramona. It's not a bad tune, but it's alright, whatever. We didn't need two songs about chicks on this album. Now, remember how I keep bringing up surf rock, right? That's important here. Because after Ramona, we get to Surfin' Bird. That's right. We're talking about the legendary, no, Peter, no, ah! Bird, 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 bird's a word. I said a bird, bird's a word. I said a bird. Yes, we're talking about the Ramones covering Surfin' Bird, and I will take the original over the Ramones version. The Ramones do a fun version of it, but I'd rather take a hack at it myself. But it's not bad. It's not bad. And I'll be honest, one thing I've always wanted to do with Surfin' Bird is the Surfin' Bird actually inspired the Beach Boys. Because there's a bit in Surfin' Bird that goes Papa Hoo Mow Mow when you get to the Papa Hoo Mow Mow, Papa Hoo Mow Mow, well, Papa Hoo Mow Mow, Papa Hoo Mow Mow. The Beach Boys on a live album, which I can't think of the name of off the top of my head, and I might look up while doing the editing. I had a cassette of the Beach Boys where they actually had them doing a song called Papa Hoo Mow Mow. And I don't know if they did just for that live one. I don't know if they took it from somewhere else, but they actually, credit while they're talking about it. I remember it's been a long time since I've listened to it, but I do remember because I listened to it a lot. I really love the song Papa Hoo Mow Mow by the Beach Boys as a kid, and they said that they had taken it from this band or was inspired by this band, whatnot. So yeah, that's my story about this and Surfin' Bird. And I love Surfin' Bird, but as I was saying, what I want to do is I want to take Surfin' Bird, I want to take the actual Beach Boys version of Papa Hoo Mow Mow, and then have the one transition it into the other because it would transition so easy and be perfect. I don't normally do punch-ins when I'm editing, but the information I had just completely said in there related to the Beach Boys, Papa Hoo Mow Mow, and Surfin' Bird Was wrong, I discovered. Okay, so I went, as I was pulling up the album cover to put in there so I could show you the album that I was talking about, I discovered that the Rivingtons did a song called The Bird's the Word and Papa Ooh Mau Mau in 1963, and those were actually the basis for the song Surfing Bird, which was released by the Trashmen. So when the Beach Boys released their version from the Beach Boys concert of Papa Ooh Mau Mau, they were actually doing Papa Ooh Mau Mau, which they picked up from the Rivingtons, apparently. Now, I have not heard that. Like I said, it was a cassette, and I haven't listened to it in at least 3 decades. I don't even know if I have it anymore. I should go take a look. I do still have some cassettes, but I don't even remember what it says on. I just remember them saying that they picked the song up from somewhere else. So, based off of this, I do apologize. I was wrong. This is a correction. I actually have to punch this in because it was that big of a correction. All right. So, Papa Ooh Mau Mau was a song that they picked up from the Rivingtons. Anyways. And then the last song is Why Is It Always This Way? And I don't have an opinion one way or the other on it. I don't have an opinion on it really because it was the last song on the album, which it originally was. All right, fine. Not that the Ramones are a band that I'm ever thinking of for having a strong closer on the album or even thinking about putting a strong closer on the album. Why Is It Always This Way? It's not a bad tune, though. It's okay. Then we get into the bonus tracks. We got them doing a cover of Pins and Needles. It says early version. Okay. There is no other version on here. So I don't know where the early version is from for a later version. Pins and Needles, though, the Ramones cover is interesting. I'm not a fan of the original song either, really, so much. It's kind of a joke more between me and friends because of Megadeth's usage of it in the as an intro to one of their songs off of Cryptic Writings. After that, we get into Slug, which is a demo. It's okay. It's not a bad tune, I guess. It's A Long Way Back to Germany, UK B-side. It's not a bad tune. It's okay. It's not bad. I Don't Care single version. Surprised that it was a single. I really am totally surprised that it was a single, or the fact that they felt to need to make a single version. And Sheena is a punk rocker single version. Once again, same answer. I like the bonus tracks on here, and I'll be honest with you, the bonus tracks kind of actually help save this for me. I'm not a big fan of Rocket to Russia, really. With all the Ramones albums I have so far, this one might fall somewhere in the middle. I do know once I have completed my Ramones collection, I will definitely do a list of Ramones and what I think for Ramones in what order. This is definitely not going to be anywhere near the top. I will tell you that. Anyways, folks, these are my thoughts. These are my views. That's what I am talking about. That's what I am thinking here. Hit me up in the comments section. Let me know what your thoughts and views are. I am interested. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. That subscribe button is important to me. Please hit that button. And there's a Patreon link. That's cool. Otherwise, peace, love, take care.